Hello everyone, welcome back to the Python and Pandas tutorial series. In this video, we will start with loops in Python. Let us understand why we need loops. Whenever you have a task or some action that is to be repeated multiple times. So instead of writing that manually, you can use loops so that Python will take care of those repetitive tasks efficiently. In Python, we have for loop, while loop, and nested loops, and these are considered as main types of loops in Python. In this video, we will discuss about for loops, and in further videos, we will cover while loops, nested loops, and after we will cover some more concepts that are related to loops like the control statements like break, continue, and pass. Those can be used along with loops, and how to use else with while loop. And we will dive into some advanced looping techniques like using enumerate and how to use zip, unzip, etc. And at the last, we will also cover list comprehensions. So let us start with for loop. So in Python, we have for loops which can be used to iterate over sequences like lists, tuples, strings, and ranges. They allow performing the same operation on each item within the loop. And we need to depend on the index with some loops in Python, but for loop auto manages the index. And remember, for loop can iterate over any iterable object, including dictionaries, lists, and custom iterators. If you see the syntax of for loop, we will be writing the keyword for followed by a variable in the iterable. Keep a colon and write the block to execute the statements you want. Here iterable is your list or any sequence or iterable like dictionaries and maybe a string. So we will see some examples to discuss for loops in detail by using the for loop on different items we mentioned in point 1 here like lists, tuples, strings, and ranges. Open your Visual Studio Code and create a new file and name that as for loop demo.py. And in that, let us start with using for loop with a list. So first we will create a list like fruits, and in that we will be going to store some fruits like apple, banana, and cherry. So we have three fruits over here, and now I have a list fruits and I want to print each element from that fruits list, but I don't want to use print statement three times. So that can be done by using for loop. If you remember the syntax of for loop, it starts with for variable. So we can name this variable as fruit in, and the iterable here is our list, which is fruits. Keep a colon and write your statement, and in this case our statement is simply printing the fruit. So for every iteration, one fruit will be coming into the variable fruit from the fruits iterable, and that will be printed in this line. So if you save this and run python for loop demo.py, you can see we got apple, banana, and cherry are printed to the console. So this is how we can use for loops on lists. And now let us see how can we use loops on a range of values. So let us comment this for now. So we have a range function in Python so that it gets some values automatically. So if we take a range of 5, for example, it is going to get numbers from 0 to 4. Remember, if we are providing simply one argument to the range function, it is going to get the numbers from 0 to 1 less than the given number. So from starting from 0, 5 numbers will be retrieved. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, so we will try printing numbers from 0 to 5 using the for loop. So simply we just need to add for. The syntax will be same, so we need to take some variable, maybe I. In my iterable here is the range and print I. That's all. If you run this, see you are getting 0 to 4. And if you want to print any numbers or numbers in the required range, maybe 5 to 15. Remember the last thing, the second number you are providing, the max range is not included in the output. So if you save that and run the code, you will see it started from 5 and it went on through one number less than the max number you have given over here. So you can take whatever the range you want. So this is how we use for loop with the range function. Comment this out and let us see how to use for loop with strings. For example, we have a string, some text equal to hello. I want to get all the characters printed from the string text. So we don't need to split that character by character and use that. For loop automatically works on strings. So we can simply use like for the variable we need to take here can be anything. Maybe it is a character. So for C in my text, I will print C. So if you save this and run again, you see hello is printed character by character, right? This is how we use for loop on strings. And this is about for loops in Python. So we have seen using for loops over some sequences like lists, strings and ranges. We have not seen on tuples. So once we discuss the concept of tuples in future, we will revisit this. Otherwise, anyhow, we will be using the loops very common. So we will be learning using for loops over tuples when we discuss about tuples. And in the next video, we will cover some other loops that Python supports. Maybe we will cover with while loop. Thank you for watching and please don't forget to like and subscribe.